Good afternoon. I am Jean-Marc Coicaud from the United Nations University office in New York. First of all, thank you to the organizers for inviting me to the conference. And second, my apologies for not being able to make it to Rome in person. I have to be in New York this week to represent the UNU rector at a UN session on private and public partnerships. Anyhow, in the 5 minutes or so that I have for this video message, I want to share one or two thoughts with you on trust, innovation, and sustainability in contemporary societies. I understand that one of the main objectives of the conference is to explore the extent to which, from an industry point of view, innovation can contribute to sustainability. As for me, I would like to argue today that our understanding of innovation and how it can contribute to sustainability shouldn't be limited to the technological. And here, in a sense, my thinking comes down to the following. Innovation cannot contribute to making societies more sustainable if it goes against the public good. And in this regard, I have to admit that in recent years, the link between innovation and sustainability has been somewhat put at risk, if not broken. It has been put at risk in the sense that in critical areas of the economy and of industry, innovation, rather than generating sustainability, has led to a less sustainable world because it has eroded trust. It has eroded trust within society and among societies. Two of the defining catastrophes of the late 2000s are part of and illustrate this story. First, as we know, there is the financial and economic crisis. To be sure, the financial innovations that took place in the 90s and mainly in the 2000s have not been all bad. But ultimately, far from creating more transparency, clarity, efficiency, and optimal financial resource allocation, financial innovations have by and large increased obscurity, increased confusion, and created more risk. We know now, following the crisis, that many of these financial innovations were self-serving and responsible for significantly undermining what an economy and a society needs most to be sustainable, that is, trust. To a lesser extent, the still ongoing BP disaster in the Gulf of Mexico is part of the same pattern of disconnect between innovation and trust, and therefore innovation and sustainability in recent times. Every day, we read more in the newspaper on how in the past years, BP has been first and foremost focused on using its on and offshore expertise to make money and cut corners, and to make money in ways which trump any consideration for what it would have required to do the right thing for human and environmental safety, either to prevent an oil spill crisis or to be well equipped to manage it in the case it would happen. So once again, the cost of the disconnect at work between technological expertise and sustainability has created a breakdown of trust and overall sustainability. So since I don't have much time here, let me go right away to the lessons of this situation and highlight a few ideas for the way forwards. So in terms of lessons, 4 things are clear. First, innovation, technological innovation, can in itself, of course, contribute to economies and societies gaining an edge over their competitors. But second, in the long run, technological innovation can only contribute to long-term sustainability if it also creates trust, if it is, so to speak, part of a trust creation system. Third, this means that, among other things, technological innovation cannot work against the public good. This is to say that somehow innovation has to create not for a few, but for as many as possible. Ideally, when it is geared towards producing private goods, innovation has also to serve the public good. In other words, fourth, innovation and sustainability are best aligned when they serve the long-term needs of the community. Fifth, for this to happen, a number of conditions have to be met. Here, one comes to mind in particular. Innovation, when it introduces change, cannot be simply about eliminating the old ways of thinking, the old ways of doing things, and even of living. Innovation has to amount to new ways of thinking and doing things, new ways which have to have social value and even offer added values in terms of empowering people. And this is all the more the case considering that innovation and the industries which generate it are not to be conceived as living in a bubble, so to speak. They exist in a milieu which is at the same time an economic, social, and even political and regulatory milieu. And if innovation and industry do not work on making this milieu better, it is not only this milieu which is at risk, but also industries and innovation themselves. So I think I'll stop here for today. And since UNU and the organizers of this conference in Rome have agreed to hold another event at the UN headquarters in the coming fall, I hope to see you here in New York in a few months. So thank you for your attention and good luck. Thank you.